And it looked like the Indiana Fever front office is in serious trouble for revealing some major information. Guys, how come I'm not seeing no scouts, bro? Where the scouting department? Do they even have a scouting department? You mean to tell me, as I look through this thing right here, y'all done made all them... Well, y'all done made... Hold on.
Herb Simon believed he could assemble a winning squad and then let everything work itself out. No winning culture, dubious signings, and hollow promises. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's undisputed star and face, can only watch as the Fever organization's divisions deepen.
Double-digit leads all season long. We just lost to the goddamn Washington Mystics. Terrible, man. That is a bad basketball team. They got two young, rising stars. They're rookies. We got dominated by Sonia Citron and Kiki Ariafin. They was just taking math class and sociology and chemistry 3 months ago. And they came out there and dominated.
Fans spend a lot of money simply to see a peek of her brilliance. However, the group surrounding her is far from prepared to compete at the caliber she requires. The so-called Caitlin Clark effect is still very much in use today. Unfortunately, there are significant indications of negligence and poor management of the Fever under Simon's ownership.
Bottom line, though, is Caitlin Clark is missing, and that is showing, and I think everybody is missing her, including myself. She has carved out this really big niche in the WNBA. A lot of fans have come to see her, and she unfortunately has just been plagued with injury after injury, and the Indiana Fever have had to try to tread water or keep afloat, and fans are trying not to lose hope until and if she returns, because Caitlin Clark is the reason that a lot of people, myself included, are just so drawn to the WNBA, so drawn to her play style. And I gotta say, I really feel for the rest.
Herb's every executive decision in the Indiana Fever universe has now been replaced by a let-them-figure-it-out-themselves thermometer as Simon has returned to his old methods. The arena sells out before he can finish tallying the profits, and he breathes close to his checkbook. On the flip side of the ownership coin, we mean the monopolistic money that wealthy individuals receive when they believe they can purchase success with little work. A franchise is fervently hoping that their star player would carry the entire company on her back. Warning, she can't do it by herself.
In the process of building a $78 million practice facility, the Indiana Fever consistently draw over 16,000 fans to their home games. The Indiana Fever, amongst the top franchises in the league when it comes to merchandise sales. The Indiana Fever, now you know, marketing campaign. Kelly Krauskopf saying she wants to be the Apple of the WNBA. You would think, after all of these accolades, after all of the speculation, after all of the now you know, you'd think that we'd have a scouting department, right?
With the confidence of someone hoping for immediate success, Herb Simon entered the Caitlin Clark period, only to discover that he had been reducing investments in the very facilities required to sustain a winning squad. The best part was that they were essentially squandering opportunities. They had the option of hiring top-notch coaching staff, building a world-class scouting department, and surrounding Caitlin with players of championship caliber, but instead they decided to rely on phone friend scouting and hope for the best squad construction.
You lying to me. I think they merchandise sales was up like 300%. Y'all done made all them millions off CC Effect. And y'all ain't hired no damn scouts. Caitlin's in deep trouble. Oh, it's looking real spooky. You mean to tell me y'all done made all the millions, bro, sold all them damn jerseys, and y'all do not have a scouting department? What the fuck? You mean to tell me? Hold on. Are you?
Herb Simon was happy to pay for practice facilities, but he paid no attention to the human infrastructure required to spot talent. Some CEOs were signing people they didn't even know existed. As if it were basketball Woodstock, They simply stood outside the agency meetings in the hopes of hearing the sound of sound judgment.
Chick, man. You're always picking up these randoms, dog. Like they're going to Walmart. Hey, yo, can you play? All right, I got you. Go on a team. Like, come on, man. I'm sick of these players. We're at the point where you just need a body. But I just hope she puts a better performance than Sims did, because Sims was god-awful. Sims looked like she never played basketball before. She was horrible. Somehow we have Turner on the team. I don't get it. But yeah, this new player, I looked her up. Averaged 6.8 in college. Not impressive, man. I think she's just a bot.
Subscribe if you're enjoying it. The scouting division of the Fever. Let's assume that you would hear AR, some, echoing if you dropped it in their workplace. In contrast, the accounting department's copy machine sounds like a battle room. There is no scouting system in place for the Fever. They have a box for scouting ideas. The minutes from capable organizations are just being borrowed by everyone else. It goes beyond simple carelessness. It's malpractice on the part of the organization. Herb Simon is now viewed negatively by society. Because he let his franchise's potential to expire while he was in charge, the WNBA ought to give him hazardous duty pay. The team is in dire need of Sophie Cunningham's experience and energy on the court, and she is still trying to understand why she is sitting on the bench.
Lost by 1 point to them. The third quarter, they went on a 19-0 run. You hear me? Which put them up by 12. By the fourth quarter, they was up by 12 points. That's ridiculous. And then let me say this. What sense does it make for Stephanie Jigsaw White to take out Lexi and Sophie at the same time? You hear me? At the same time. Her rotations don't make no sense to me. And if it don't make sense to me, that allows me to think otherwise. She is fixing these games. The organization is in on it too as well. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, like I said, they just dragging us along to keep making money. Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC, she ain't coming back.
Sophie occasionally receives starting time, typically in between dubious rotations and an advertisement for organizational dysfunction. This is when it becomes very criminal, though. After Caitlin Clark sustains injuries, the Emperor abruptly becomes naked. The entire house of cards falls apart, and the woman who turned this business into a significant enterprise on her own gets harmed. She sold out arenas, generated $78 million in publicity, and made the WNBA appointment television. Herb Simon and his management team created a Ferrari engine without installing brakes, steering, or transmission, not because she wasn't amazing or because the fans weren't devoted.
We'd have some bodies that sole job, the sole purpose, their sole designation within this franchise is just to sit in a dark room watching hours and hours and hours of film of players overseas. You'd think at least that's what Apple would probably do, right? If Apple was running the Indiana Fever, they'd probably invest in something like.
Take a look at what transpired after Caitlin had a groin injury. This was no ordinary injury. This was her season's third distinct injury. Everyone wants to be reminded that this franchise had no backup plans. The Fever were once title contenders, but now they are vying for 7-day deals with guys they have never even scouted. Head coach Stephanie White said that she didn't even know anything about the athlete they had just brought in, and Kira Lambert signed a 7-day contract. That isn't the management of rosters. That is fantasy football with actual repercussions. As the coaching staff attempts to assemble rotations on the spot, seasoned veterans like Sophie Cunningham see valuable minutes slip away. As the team blows leads in pivotal fourth quarters, you have a clutch shooter and a veteran defender waiting on the bench. Player development is not what this is. Under the guise of giving everyone an opportunity, it's actually organizational negligence. Let's also discuss Brianna Turner, the unspoken issue. The Fever signed this athlete especially to aid in talent evaluation and scouting. Wait, there's a plot twist. In reality, the Fever don't have a scouting division. They can't be bothered to hire real professional scouts, so they're utilizing an active player to do the scouting. That would be equivalent to asking your Uber driver to operate on your heart, since you didn't want to pay for a medical professional.
It's seeing film, watching clips, talking to contacts and connections. Bree and especially has been super helpful in this. She's got a lot of contacts overseas who have seen Kyra, for example, play a lot overseas. Teammates that she's had that are over there that played with her.
Now, it was at that moment right there, everybody antennas went off. She said Bree Turner actually discovered Kyra Lambert. Hold up, wait a minute. How the hell do Bree Turner discover a player? She's no scout. She's no recruiter. How the hell? She's supposed to be focusing on the season of bad she's playing. But y'all got Bree Turner scout.
When asked about their scouting procedure, Coach Stephanie White basically explained a system that sounds like asking your basketball-loving cousin for guidance because the front office situation is so bad. Everyone is on deck. According to her, it involves viewing movies, watching snippets, speaking with contacts, and making connections. Translation: our owner neglected to invest in the infrastructure required to support an organization at the championship level, so we're making things up as we go. This is the most damning aspect of the whole Simon catastrophe. The loss of Caitlin Clark literally destroys the team because she is putting so much effort into this organization. Without Clark, the Fever are 10-9, and with her, they are 85. Consider that for a moment. An ownership group that views professional roster creation as a pastime is failing the most influential player in women's basketball history, a generational talent who breaks broadcast records and sells out arenas. The injury scenario highlights every flaw in Simon's laissez-faire attitude. During her rookie season and college career, Caitlin Clark had never missed a game. This player was renowned for his longevity. However, she is abruptly coping with numerous injuries to various body parts in her second season. That relates to player load management, medical procedures, and staff training. The gap between health and breakdown is found in every area where appropriate organizational investment is necessary.
And a Fever team taking Caitlin Clark serious, taking the window that they have with Caitlin Clark as serious as they possibly can. You'd think that they would invest in some overseas scouting, right? Right. It seems as if the overseas scouting department, some YouTube highlights, some clips, and a couple phone calls with a person on the other end saying, "Trust me, bro, trust me." Hey, is she good? Trust me, bro, trust me, she's good. Oh, that's all I needed to see here. Is she good?